Good morning and welcome to day 28 of Vlogmas. I'm off to a bit of a late start this morning. I've been doing this thing lately where I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep and I don't know why. But I ended up shutting off my alarm this morning and skipping my ab class so that I could get a little extra sleep because I think that's a little bit more important. I can make up the workout later in the week. So I am now on my way into work and we'll see what the day brings. Chris can just bat away the empty smoke while there's no flame. Better luck next time, girls. Go in. Come on, fire. You can do it. All right, in the process of resetting up this room, I'm going to start by sorting out all of this yarn. So the two baskets down here have project leftovers, mostly like DK and worsted weight stash. And then a lot of these other bins are acrylic yarns that I use for toys and baby blankets and things like that. So these two here, and then also those two bins there. And I'd like to get those sorted better because I feel like every time I'm looking for yarn for a toy or a little accent color, I'm having trouble finding them. These other two bins are all fingering weight yarns that are not meant for socks. They'll be sweaters or shawls or things. So those can probably pretty much go right back into bins. And then there is still some yarn up in these bins up here. Some burnout velvet in this left side black bin. And then the right side black bin has some infinite twist yarn and some of my hand spun. What I'm doing with the acrylic is sorting it right now by color. So I'm going to do neutrals in that top right one, full skeins or larger amounts of bright colors on that bottom right one, little skeins on the left, and then on the top left is all Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick, so really thick, super bulky yarns. So that is the sorting system so far. I guess we will see how it goes. Okay, it's probably not going to look like I made any progress, but I really have. I've sorted through all of my wool that is DK and worsted weight, and that's in these two bins here. And then this bin is all project leftovers for projects that are special, that if something happened to them, I may want to repair them. This little cubby is full of yarn that I'm going to give away to that local school that I recently bought some things from. Then I've got all of my glitzy yarn, which is fun for toy projects. I've got little scraps, all acrylic weight, bigger skeins of acrylic weight color. Then I've got acrylic yarn that's neutrals and then sort of grays and blacks. And then the heavier weight stuff there. So I am going to take a break for the rest of the evening. I just wanted to turn the camera and check in and say hello. I think it's kind of worked out nicely that I'm getting to show you all of this craziness with my studio reorganization, but hopefully it's helpful for you and maybe some of my ways of organizing or dealing with things. I think I have yarn or fiber or something in my hair. Will be helpful to you. So I'm going to keep sharing as we go here. Hopefully I can get it done over the course of this holiday week. But one of the things that I'm really trying to do is to pace myself, which is something that I'm just not good at. Normally, I would like to work on a project like this and dive in and work for 8 or 10 hours at a time until I can't move. And then I pay for it the next day. So I've done just a little bit down here today, and I'm just going to keep plugging away during the week, and we'll see how it goes. I think for now I'm going to go upstairs and wash up and get in my pajamas and maybe do a little bit of video editing. And then last night I got to the ribbing on the sleeve of my Nanaimo cardigan, so I want to get that work done today. You saw earlier I got together
with my girls, Meg and Chris, and Meg was wearing hers when I got there. You couldn't see it because we were wearing coats outside, but when I first got there and went in to go to the bathroom, Meg was wearing her sweater, which is very exciting to see, and it makes me want to wear mine, so I need to get mine finished. In the meantime, I am wearing a handmade sweater. Let me tip this down a little bit. This is a worsted weight boxy that I made by using fingering weight held double, and you can see I faded it as I worked my way through the project, and I love it. So this kept me cozy at work today, and I love this necklace I bought in San Francisco when Dan and I were there in April 2019, and I love how perfectly it works with this sweater. So that's my little handmade for the day. Oh, and you also saw me wearing my hat earlier. I was wearing my gray version of my thumper hat, and I wore a mustard colored tan house work shawl underneath my sweater today. Oh, underneath my jacket, which you didn't get to see. So lots of hand knits. It was supposed to be like mid-50s today, but it only ended up being maybe 50, which is why we were desperately trying to light the fire outside. But between our lack of knowledge and the wind, we did not succeed. So I didn't stay quite as long as I thought I might, but felt good to get home and warmed up and get to work on this. So I think that'll do it for tonight, but I will catch up with you again tomorrow. Good morning. Getting a little bit of work done before I do my workout. Good morning and welcome to day 29 of Vlogmas. I made the mistake of checking email before starting my workout, so I've already done a little bit of work this morning, but I'm going to do the ab class that I didn't do yesterday because I needed to get a little bit more sleep, and then I'm going to go out for a walk. We've got a whole bunch of people here today outside cutting down trees that we did a walkthrough for in July. So really excited to get those taken down before we have any more wind and storm here this winter. So I'll try to capture a little bit of that as the day goes along. This morning has been all about adjusting. I totally thought that I was going to drive over to one of the local conservancy areas to walk there this morning, but then by the time I was going to do that and it was light enough and a little bit warmer, the guys were here in the crane and all of their trucks are in our driveway and I can't get out. So I asked Dan, could I sneak through the woods and come around the garage and walk that way? And he said, yeah. So I did that. And then my plan was to run because it's freezing this morning. I am wearing 2 layers under this jacket and my vest and my neck warmer and my headband and all of this stuff, but it is cold. I think it feels like 27 or something like that. And I thought, well, that's fine because I'm going to run, so it'll feel good. No, most of my class this morning was leg work with weights, and my legs are shot. And I tried running, and my body's like, nope, we're not doing that today. So I walked, and it was cold. You can hear the cranes in the background. So I'll keep you posted on what else we get up to around here today, but I think it's going to be a little noisy. More later.
Things are coming along nicely around here. I've already moved things around 3 or 4 times, but I guess we'll see if they stay where they are now. For now, we've got in the top of this green cabinet, on the top shelf, the first 2 sections are full of fingering weight yarn that's meant for sweaters or shawls, and then the top right section is hand spun. Then on the bottom left, we have DK weight full skeins. In the middle, we have sweaters quantities. And on the right, we have worsted weight full skeins. So that's what we've got in the cabinet. You see my beautiful sash that I won again this year. I've started filling the bookcase, and what we've got on the bottom 2 corners, I have old scrapbooks that are kind of in janky old binders. The 3 woven baskets in the middle there are all worsted weight wool scraps that I could use for other projects. I've got a lot of photo album scrapbooks in the middle there. Then in this row, we've got all of the 50-gram skeins of self-striping sock yarn, spinning fiber, fingering scraps, and some sort of partial larger skeins of fingering weight yarn that I can pair together for shawls, DK weight yarn that's already balled up and so it's not in the other cabinet, and then fingering weight that's either full skeins that are skeined up, some that I've pulled aside for my friend Laura that she's already picked out, and then 100-gram balls. And that's what we've got so far. I've got some pom-poms and some spinning accessories to put together up there. And there's still a lot more to do. Let me pan back here. The room is a giant disaster, but we're making progress. Oh, let me also show you. So one of my focuses is trying to get things that I don't use all the time out of the way. So down here we've got super bulky and acrylic yarns in neutral colors on the bottom. Then we've got all the brightly colored acrylics, the metallics, and all the stuff to make stuffed animals, so polyfill pellets and safety eyes and noses. And then I've got my fabric stash on the bottom left, and then yarn for the Christmas stockings that I make, and acrylic yarn, minis, and scraps. So all of that fits in there. I tend to make toys just for birthdays and for Christmas, so I don't need those easily accessible all year round. And then up in my cabinet here, it's not super easy for me to access. I do have a stool here, so I'm going to step up. But I've put things up here that I don't need to access often. So I have all of the Harry Potter books on CD, so those are up there, and then leftovers from special projects that I would repair if I needed to. And then I just bagged up all of my swatches and I put them up here. So again, we'll see if this is the final resting place for all of these things, but they don't need to take up the valuable real estate in my cubbies. Hey, just checking in, taking a break from watching The Undoing on HBO Max, which is really good and really compelling. We started it last night. I'm pretty sure we'll be finishing it tonight. But I wanted to take a break and show you my Nanaimo cardigan that is in progress, except that I've been holding the yarn tripled in this colorful yarn that runs all the way through the Noro. I've run out and I can't decide what to do. So I wanted to come down and try it on and figured I would show you too. This is what it's looking like right now. I had wanted it to be a little bit longer, but it's actually not quite as short as I thought it might be. And with some blocking, it might be fine. So I'm not quite sure yet. I may look in my stash and just see if I have something that is close, because there are so many colors in here. I feel like it may not look that strange if I add something else in, especially in the ribbing. It might hide it, so we will see. But that is going to do it for tonight. Tomorrow I'm back on site at work, so I probably won't post again for another couple days. So I hope that you're enjoying these episodes, and hopefully next time I'll have a lot more to share with you about how things are coming in my space. So have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, I can't help myself. I think I am going to make it a little bit longer. I think holding these 3 along with the 2 cream colored might just work. And if I got another 6 rows out of it, that'd be great. Stay tuned.